I love space. I always have and probably always will. If I had to say what I specifically like about space, I would honestly have to say everything, as cliche as that sounds. But one of my absolute favorite subjects has to be black holes. And we actually know a good bit about black holes, but for now we'll just do an introduction. So, black holes were originally just a theory thought up by Carl Schwarzschild in 1916. You may also know him from that one astronomy class that talked about the Schwarzschild radius, but more on that later. Starting in 1916, scientists kept an eye out for these frozen stars as they were called at the time. A lot of people didn't even really believe they existed until 1964. This is when Cygnus X-1 was first noticed. Cygnus X-1 was doing what black holes do best, sucking up everything around them. This time it was just the gas of a blue supergiant star. Okay, so technically speaking, the term black hole wasn't coined until 1967, but it still all works out. So what really is a black hole? Well, just like the last video, there are a bunch of theories and some of what we know. Scientifically, black holes are just points in space with an incredibly strong gravitational pull. So strong, in fact, that not even light, the fastest thing in the universe, can escape it. Which means, unless we find something that is faster than light, if you get caught up in a black hole's gravitational pull, you're screwed. So that's what black holes are scientifically, but what fun would this be without hearing some theories about black holes? Hey, so you know if you talk about like black holes and their different theories, you have to talk about like infinity and quantum physics, right? Yeah, I figured that wouldn't really be a problem. Yeah, but this video is called Introduction to Black Holes. Yeah. And wouldn't infinity and quantum physics be like way more complicated subjects? I mean, yeah, maybe, but I wouldn't really have to talk about how black holes are like infinitely dense, or at least unmeasurably dense, and how they could link space and time because of gravity being warped, right? Well, just kind of did. Wait, the thing isn't muted? What am I paying you for? You're not paying me. Alright. Okay, so since this is just an introduction video, I won't go too deep. But let me know if you guys would want a theories video. Anyway, moving on. The next thing we should ask is, well, how are black holes formed? This sort of brings us back to Schwarzschild. Since the Schwarzschild radius is just how much mass you can squeeze together until it collapses in on itself, anything can become a black hole. You, me, the sun, Timmy, anything. But most commonly, black holes are made from supermassive stars dying. When these stars die, they collapse in on themselves and they create two things. One is a supernova, which is a gigantic explosion of the remaining gas in the sun, and two, a black hole of the rest of the mass collapsing in on itself. But this is super rare in the universe. For example, our sun would have to be squeezed down to just 2 miles wide to create a black hole. And since a lot of black holes are multiple times bigger than even our own sun, well, you can kind of see what I'm getting at. Stars big enough to create black holes are far and few in between. Even then, there are potentially millions and maybe even billions of black holes in the universe. Obviously, we would probably never see a black hole near us. Most of space is empty and black holes are, well, black. Well, at least they suck in sunlight. So really the only times we see black holes are when they're sucking in something else. I was for some reason unreasonably scared of this thought when I was a kid, but the truth is, black holes kind of just roam through space sucking up everything in their path. But there is another way you can see a black hole. So you know when you pull the drain out of your sink and the water like twirls down? Yeah, well the same thing goes for black holes. But instead of it just being sucked directly in, it takes a long time for it to twirl around. So for the most part, you can see a black hole eating because it's just a dark spot in the middle of a bunch of matter. Black holes also won't last for forever. For as much as they suck up, they're also radiating energy. This phenomenon is called Hawking radiation. The smaller a black hole, the shorter it will last. It technically is possible to create a black hole and then have it fizzle out because of Hawking radiation before it could suck anything. Well, I say technically, but we don't have the technology for that right now. This is also the reason there aren't any atom-sized black holes just terrorizing the universe. It takes a really long time for Hawking radiation to work on large black holes, but over billions or even trillions of years, even the largest of black holes will fizzle out. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe to catch my next video. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.